Good morning, Highlanders. Would you all now please rise as our Highlander Pipers lead in our honored guests for this program. Please join me in a round of applause for our honored guests. Yes. Please be seated. No. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to West Milford High School. I would like to welcome our Superintendent of Schools, who is here with us to observe the ceremony, Dr. Alex Anamone. And of course, we welcome past, present, and future Highlanders and veterans here today as we gather for a very important ceremony. Memorial Day honors the men and women who have sacrificed their lives and freedoms so that we can live safely and freely in our great country. Today is a day that we put aside to recognize heroes among us and give thanks for their bravery. The veterans and new recruits with us will always serve not just America, but our Highlander community here at home. The least we can do in return for their service is to thank them for all they've given us. Their sacrifice, perseverance, bravery, dedication, and passion are appreciated and admired. We are lucky to have a group of outstanding citizens with us, our Highlander Eagle Scouts, who will now present the colors of our nation. Please rise.
Dad, come on.
And now, our Highlander Choir will sing our nation's anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
And now our choir will step aside, and some members of a future West Milford Highlander High School choir, 4th grade students from Westbrook School, shout out for Westbrook, under the leadership of Mrs. Van Sickle, have a patriotic song for us.
What can you say to a hero, to someone who gives so much? What can you say to a hero, to someone whose these lives to touch? We can say thank you. Oh, we can say thank you, thank you. We know God blesses you for all you did and do. We've seen your light shine through, and we are all blessed too. You are our heroes. What can you say to a hero, to someone who's always there? What can you say to a hero, to someone who lives lives to care? We can say thank you. Oh, we can say thank you, thank you. We know God blesses you
Thank you very much, Westbrook School. And everyone, please be seated. Each year that we've had our War and Remembrance ceremony, students always play a very important part in recognizing our veterans. I'd like to call to the podium at this time a member of the junior class of 2019 to share some remarks about the importance of this remembrance. Kelsey Murphy.
Hello. It is an absolute honor to stand here before all of you today and speak about something that I hold very close to my heart, our United States Veterans and Memorial Day. 6 days from today, the last Monday in the month of May, we, the United States of America, will observe the federal holiday, Memorial Day. Memorial Day is much more than a day which we open our pools, or a day where we barbecue. It is much more than a day off from school, or a day we go shopping and snag some good sales. Memorial Day is a day to honor and remember these brave men and women that lost their lives defending our country. Dating back to the 1860s, this holiday has been observed by Americans for over 150 years. Following the Civil War, General John A. Logan called for a nationwide Day of Remembrance, which would be known as Decoration Day. As years passed, the name would change, and in 1968, Congress would declare it a federal holiday. Yet the reason behind it would remain the same. All gave some, and some gave all. And this day, more than any other, is the day to recognize those some who gave all. As we observe this holiday, I ask that you remember the reason we have this holiday. I ask that you remember those brave men and women and the sacrifices they have made for you and I and this country as a whole. Today, we are blessed to have among us some of our nation's bravest. We are blessed to have these heroes along my sides. These men and women are part of a very small and selfless group of citizens whose hearts are filled with courage, commitment, integrity, and selflessness. They took a step not many people would even think about taking. They put their life on hold, leaving family, friends, and so much more behind, not knowing if they would ever return to that life they had left. For you and I and the rest of the United States, these few vowed to protect us, our Constitution, and this great land. And following this school year, there will be a number of Highlanders of the 2018 senior class joining this small and extremely honorable group of citizens. As they head towards our future, we must extend our gratitude, wishing them all the best of luck in all they have to come. We know you guys will make West Milford proud. To all the compassionate and courageous men and women that are up here and located throughout the world, we say thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Kelsey. At this time, in the most important and solemn part of our ceremony, two members of our senior class of 2018 will welcome and will read names of those who are honored here in our ceremony. I'd like to call up Lindsay Renna and Jack Adamski.
This morning, we would like to recognize the veterans and active service men and women standing to the left and right of us. They have given selflessly of their time and service to their country as members of the armed forces. We would like each to stand and be recognized as we read their names aloud.
United States Army. Kevin Canova, West Milford High School graduate and town police officer, brother of Senior Joseph Canova, Sergeant, Afghanistan. Ron DeGraff, uncle of sophomore Kyle Milne, Corporal, Vietnam. Fred Gould, Sergeant, Army, Vietnam. Robert Hopper, E6, Vietnam. Bill Johnson, Captain, Vietnam, Commander of the VFW Post. Richard Kimball, grandfather of sophomore Josie Ugliono, Chief Warrant Officer, Vietnam. Patrick Lockman, Sergeant, E5, Vietnam. Blake Moon, West Milford recruiter, Staff Sergeant, Afghanistan. Ed Olario, father of 3 West Milford High School graduates, Corporal, Korea. Michael Onembo, West Milford police officer, Iraq. Herbert Sands, father of 3 West Milford High School graduates, Specialist 4, Vietnam. Ross Stewart, Specialist 4, Vietnam.
United States Marine Corps, Sharon Einbinder, WMHS graduate, Chief Warrant Officer, Iraq. Anthony Gagliardi, Staff Sergeant, Afghanistan. United States Navy, Sean Gerald, Petty Officer, First Class, Humanitarian Efforts for Operation Tomodachi during the Fukushima earthquake in 2011. Andrew Kim, Petty Officer, Second Class, Joint Operations with Korean, Japanese, and Australian Navy. United States Air Force, June Kavanagh, Tech Sergeant, Desert Storm. Charles Gill, grandfather of sophomore Sam Laurentano, Sergeant, Vietnam, Taiwan, Thailand. We are indebted to you for your service. Please join us in a big round of applause to thank the veterans and active personnel with us here today.
We would now like to recognize our senior West Milford High School students that we know of who plan to commit to military service after graduation. We would like each student to stand for recognition when their name is read. Chase Cipriano, Army. Melody Cremeni, Air Force. Danielle Dreyer, Army ROTC. Christian Rolando, Army. Denise Severini, Army. William Granada, Marine Corps. Eric Hernandez, Marine Corps. Nicholas Magna, Marine Corps. Michael Nowacki, Marine Corps. We also want to recognize two of our military-bound senior students who are on a field trip today. Matthew Brotherton, Navy. And Vincent Montesano, the United States Military Academy, West Point.
We would also like to recognize the veterans and active personnel from our school and community who were not able to attend our ceremony today. Please hold your applause until the end of the list. Bob Allwood, father of 2 West Milford High School graduates, Spec 5, Army, Germany, Vietnam. Terry Blythe, brother-in-law of sophomore Brandon Hascup, Army. Bruce Casabaro, high school staff member, Army. Warren Congleton, Army. Donald Connors, West Milford class of 1999, Army. Joseph Connors, West Milford High School class of 2005, Navy. Tom Connors, West Milford police officer, Sergeant, Marines, Iraq. Jeremy Shuko, West Milford recruiter and West Milford High School graduate, Marines. Joseph Ethemides, West Milford High School graduate and recruiter, Army. Donald Fantasia, West Milford police officer, Army. David Fredrickson, West Milford graduate and father of senior Amanda Fredrickson, Army Reserve. Richard Fredrickson, uncle of senior Amanda Fredrickson, West Point, Army. Kevin Godomsky, brother of senior Jack Godomsky, Marines. Ryan Gargi, West Milford recruiter, Navy. Robert Gorney, West Milford High School graduate, Marines. Art Hansen, godfather of Junior Elias Hansen, staff sergeant, Army, World War II, Korea. Nicholas Hoffman, West Milford High School graduate, Marine Corps Reserve. Austin Hopler, West Milford High School graduate and brother of Anthony Hopler, Marines. Danielle Kita, mother of freshman Zaire Butler, Army. Jeffrey Kilpatrick, West Milford recruiter, Army. Nick Lisa, West Milford High School graduate, Marines. Brandon Little, West Milford High School graduate, Army Reserves.
Chris Major, West Milford High School graduate, Marines. Julio Maldonado Martinez, Marines. Henry McCormick, specialist, 4th class, Vietnam. Herbert Munch, Marine Corps Sergeant, Vietnam. Andrew Murphy, West Milford High School graduate, National Guard. Ed Murphy, Navy. Robert Mushkoff, uncle of Mrs. Petrosillo, Navy. Robert Mushkoff, father of Mrs. Petrosillo, Air Force. Yu Ing, West Milford recruiter, Marine Corps. Ed Nolan, Army, Korea. Chip O'Reilly, Middle East, Air Force. Andrew Petrusilli, West Milford police officer, Army. Jerry Plunkett, Army. Raymond Pry, father-in-law of Mrs. Pry, Army. Wayne Riker, high school custodian, Air Force and National Guard. Peter Sacco, Army, Specialist E5, Vietnam. Nicholas Snook, West Milford police officer, Army. Anthony Stabile, West Milford High School graduate, Norwich University Air Force ROTC cadet. Timothy Storbeck, West Milford Chief of Police, Navy. Jennifer Thorne, West Milford High School graduate, Air Force. Damian Van Riper, West Milford High School graduate, Marine Corps. Andrew Vigorita, West Milford High School graduate, Air Force. Paul Wheelhauer, father of 3 West Milford High School graduates, Sergeant, Army, Vietnam.
At this time, we would like to remember and honor the military veterans from our community who have recently passed away. Larry Fredrickson, grandfather of Senior Amanda Fredrickson, Specialist 4, Germany. Jack Casper, Army and Marine Corps.
Finally, we would like to recognize those servicemen from our community who made the ultimate sacrifice and gave their lives in service to our country. Please listen respectfully to the names, then join us in a moment of silence. Jason Buckus, uncle of Senior Amber Conklin, Staff Sergeant, Army, killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Eric Hernandez, Sergeant, Army, killed in action in Iraq in 2007. Brian Perello, Lance Corporal, Marines, killed in action in Iraq in 2005. Thank you.
And now for the most solemn part of our ceremony, the laying of the wreath and recognition of all those that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Before we end today's ceremony, I would like to thank those who worked so hard to put this day together. The War and Remembrance Committee here at our high school, Mrs. Metcalf, Ms. Chengato, Mrs. Pry, Ms. Kaiser, Mr. Brooks-Arnicle, Mr. Jordan and our TV science students for the broadcast, and Mrs. Burns and our lighting and audio crew. I would also very especially like to thank all the veterans in attendance, as well as all the ones who could not come today. The people that stand before us this morning are but a handful of individuals who represent the thousands of men and women who put their lives on the line every single day, 24 hours a day, so that we can have the privileges and rights we exercise freely. Many names were read today, and many more were not. They're not ever forgotten. We commemorate the people who made the ultimate sacrifice and bravely left their comfortable lives to fight for us and our freedom, but never returned to trade their titles of Marine, Coast Guardsman, soldier, or airman for veteran. I'd like to give one final round of applause for all those with us today and all those who are not for their service and sacrifices. That now concludes our ceremony. Teachers, second period teachers, if you could proceed back to period 2. And everybody else, just hang for a minute. Students, hold on. Teachers, head back to period 2.